Hey everyone, welcome back to Soft Spoken Scientist. Today we're going to find the slope when you're given 2 points. No tricks, no stress, just a calm walkthrough of the slope formula and practice problems you can follow along with. In this lesson, you'll learn how to use the slope formula, plug in values correctly, check if your slope makes sense. So let's get started. Okay, so in this problem, in this formula, I should say, we have a formula of m equals y of 2 minus y1 all over x2 minus x of 1, all right? So what I want you guys to take away from this formula is that m is the slope. We subtract the y values on top and the x values on the bottom. The most important rule is stay in the same order. If you start with 0.1 on top, you must start with 0.1 on the bottom. Let's do an example. So in this problem, it says find the slope of the line through 1, 2, and 4, 8. So we know the first step is to label the points. Let me say it like that. So label the points. So we know that we have x1, y1, and then we need an x2, y2, just because of that formula, which is right there, as you can see it. y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1 for m equals, right? All right. So we know we have 1, 2, and 1, and we have 4, 8 on the other one. All right. So let's use the formula. We have y2 minus y1, so 8 minus 2 all over x2 minus x1, so 4 minus 1, which is 6 over 3, all right? So what's 6 divided by 3? 2. So the slope is 2. That means every time x goes up by 1, y goes up by 2. Find the slope of the line through -3, 5, and 1, -1. Same old. We just write x1, y1, x2, y2. -1 minus 5. And then denominator, we would have 1 minus -3. -1 minus 5 is it's the same thing as 1 plus 5, except like negative addition. You add them, you just put a negative sign. That's how I like to do it. So look, -6, and then a negative and a negative make a positive. What's 1 plus 3? 4. So you have -6 over 4, right? You have to divide both sides by 2 for the simplest form. What's -6 divided by 2? 3. What's 4 divided by 2? 2. So I got 3/2, but -3/2, actually. So the slope is -3/2. That means for every 2 units, you move right. The line goes down 3 units. All right. Find the slope of the line through 1/2, 3, and 2, 6. Okay. So I verbalized as 1/2, or you could say 0.5. It literally doesn't matter. So this is x1, this is y1, this is x2, this is y2. What's 6 minus 3? 3. What's 2 minus 0.5, or 1/2? That's the question. So there's a few ways of doing it. I know that 2 minus 0.5 is 1.5. I know that. But if you did write it as a fraction, you had 2 minus 1/2, never fear. Let's just solve a fraction, all right, of subtraction. 1 and 2 in the denominator. You can multiply them together, or you could realize that they both can get into 2. 2 divided by 1 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. What's 2 divided by 2? 1. What's 1 times 1? 1. What's 4/2 minus 1/2? 4 minus 1 is 3. Keep the denominator the same because they're the same. So 3/2. So you have 3 over 3 over 2. So it's 3 divided by 3 over 2. It's 3, change it to multiplication, reciprocate the fraction, flip it. you have 3 times 2/3. 3 times 2 is 6, with it divided by 3, which is 2. So the slope is 2 again. Even though one x value was a fraction, the slope still comes out to a nice whole number. All right, find the slope of the line through 4, 2 and 4, -5. All right, let's label this. So we have x1, y1, x2, y2. So we have -5 minus 2, which is -7. And then you got 4 minus 4, which is 0. So here the denominator is 0, which means the slope is undefined. That makes sense because both points have the same x value, so this is a vertical line. Thanks for working through these with me. Now you know how to use the slope formula to find the slope from 2 points even when there are negatives or fractions. If this helped you, feel free to watch it again while you do your homework and try to do some practice problems on your own. And remember, STEM is for everybody, especially you. Please hit that like and that subscribe button for me. Thanks, guys.